Good morning, everyone, and thanks for this elaborate introduction. I was not aware that I have done so many things, but good to hear that. So, I am Satish, and I am part of brand sales for Dassault Systems, and I manage a brand called Delmia, which is having products for manufacturing and supply chain. So, whatever we are going to hear entire day today, the collaboration across value network, which is like critical. We are talking about Industry 5.0. We do provide solutions which helps organization for that seamless collaboration across value network. And it starts with your own value chain, right? So it starts with your own company, and then gradually how you are going to integrate your both the ends. If you are a say tier one supplier, or even if you are an OEM, how you are collaborating with your end customer, and in the back end, how you are collaborating with your suppliers to have that a good solution and services uh, providing to your end customer. So brief about Dassault. I'm not going to go into details, but we are a French-based company. Our headquarters in Paris, and if you look at a journey, in 1981 we started with our CAD platform. I think in industry you must be aware of CATIA, which is our flagship product for CAD. And we are the company which first created a digital twin for Boeing. This is how the journey started in 1981. Then gradually, from 1981 till date, we have acquired a lot of products. We started with a CAD solution provider, but then beyond CAD, you do a lot of simulations also. So we have solution for simulation. Then we have a platform called 3D Experience Innovia platform, which essentially is for your end-to-end collaboration. And then, like I mentioned, we have solutions for manufacturing and supply chain as well. If you look at the left portion of this is what we call it as a compass, and we have solutions for social and collaboration, and this is the platform Innovia, which people call it as PLM, but it's not PLM. It's like more than PLM, and we do a lot of collaboration across value network, not restricted to your own organization. Then we have a 3D modeling apps. This is where we do all CAD, and we do design. We can do mechanical design, we can do mining design. So if you look at GeoVia is a product which is used essentially for mines and all. Then we have a product called BioVia, which is essentially for healthcare, right? Then this is south quadrant where we have solutions or applications for simulation. And this is where your rubber meets the road, right? Whatever you have designed or created in virtual environment, you do simulations. And then you simulate those real-time scenario and situations so that you can execute whatever you have designed and simulate in a virtual environment on shop floor. Then we have good solutions around information intelligence analytics. Nowadays, analytics, AI, ML, these are the buzzwords, and we do provide solutions to our customer with these solutions as well. And these are the industry segments, so we are present across almost all the industries. And just to give you a snapshot, these are the customers. Now, if you look at, we have like all the big names in TNM, in aerospace and defense, marine and offshore. So we cater to customer needs across all the industry segments, and these are some of the marquee names which you can see. Now coming to the topic, the today's agenda of this seminar is Industry 5.0. So what exactly is Industry 5.0? My previous speakers, they touched upon that topic, and they explained that entire journey. See, collaboration, although why this is required. So what we do, they are typically some of the issues or the problems which we foresee in any manufacturing organization. And these are not very new pointers. In your day-to-day, whoever is from manufacturing, in day-to-day life, they must be hearing all these terms like delivery failures, stockouts, excess inventory, drop in asset utilization, and lot of warranty claims, customer complaints. We do hear about all these things. But are these really problems? No, these are symptoms. These are not problems. If you further deep dive and delve deeper and do analysis, then you will find that the problems, these are the symptoms or maybe the outcomes which are coming out of the problems, and these are the problems. The long turnaround time for approval processes between OEMs and suppliers. Forget about OEMs and suppliers approval. in our internal organizations also, if we have like 5 6 steps of approval process, that also takes lot of time. Okay, so long that leads to that whatever, I mean, if we are failing on our timelines, if we are failing on our delivery, all those are a result of that long lead time, right? Then lack of visibility on asset utilization, both customers and suppliers. What happens? I am planning something. I don't have visibility on what my suppliers are doing, okay? And they'll keep on telling you that I'll be supplying on time. I mean, we are talking about JIT, we are talking about just now, okay? I mean, everyone wants to minimize their inventory, but we don't have any visibility on my supplier's performance, their asset utilization. And blindly we are doing our planning also. Again, that is the collaboration which we are talking about, which is going to give us that benefit. Then gap between request and fulfillments, end product rejection due to, I mean, these are some of the problems which we do, which we come across in our day-to-day execution. And because of which the top table which shows the, I mean, which I call as symptoms, are the real outcomes of those. How we can manage that? So if you look at this image, I mean, this typically, if you look, I mean, in supply chain terms, we call it as a score model, wherein we plan, we source, we make, we deliver, and then we return. Okay. Now, if you're talking about a seamless integration across the value network, I'm talking, if this is your company, we are talking about that collaboration between your supplier, and then your supplier is having that collaboration with their suppliers, right? Then your company, collaboration with your customer, and then further your customer to their customers. Now, at each of these steps, if I'm doing some sort of planning, that this planning should be discussed, and whatever pointers we are going to, I mean, whatever plan we are going to finalize, this should be like sir mentioned about synchronization. We talk about silos. Silo is one thing, but even if I am doing that planning in silos, how I am synchronizing that with this plan and this plan is critical, right? Whatever I'm going to manufacture or make, after making, I mean, again, I'm supplying something to my end customer. Imagine I'm a tier 1 supplier. I have manufactured something, I am following JIT and JIS. My product is going to assembly line. And then, I mean, at assembly line, that product is getting rejected. What is happening to that assembly line? Assembly line will lose production, right? And in any typical OEM, like I can see colleagues from Tata Motors as well. I mean, if your assembly line stops for a minute also, 2 minutes, in that, I mean, you are wasting. That end product you will not be able to produce, and you get measured on that, right? So again, whatever you are making, as per all your quality compliance, adherence, controls, it's very critical to have that. Now, typically what happens if I have rejected something in conventional way, I ask for some sort of corrective action report from my end vendors, right? That this material was rejected, now give us some sort of kappa. So that next time, and again, it's a document which needs to be submitted because TS asks that, right? ISO, as per ISO standard, you need to have that kappa. But is that problem getting resolved or solved? And whenever, next time whenever you are getting the job, are you confident that there'll be no rejections further? Even if your end customer, say in my case, like I'm tier 1, if my OEM is giving me some sort of changes in process, or say they're introducing some sort of compliance, which I need to introduce on my shop floor in quality checks, is that implemented on the shop floor? Who is taking care of that? Who is ensuring that whatever is suggested by end customer is getting implemented? We are talking about that collaboration. So, I mean, if you look at the conventional way, your material flow happens from your tier 2 supplier to tier 1, then tier 1 to OEM, and then OEM to customer. And then your information comes from right to left. Your end customers gives you some sort of demand. I mean, demand generation happens at end customer level. And then from there, your information flows to your tier 2 suppliers. Okay. What is missing is this information should follow both the ways. Material, anyways, we follow from left to right. But conventional way is your information is flowing from right to left, but it should follow both the ways. And this is the collaboration which we are talking about. Now, if I further deep dive, are we ready for that end-to-end collaboration across value network? First, we have to go and look at our internal processes. So this is a typical view of an organization wherein if you'll see, starts from customers. I mean, like I said, the demand generates from customers, it goes to sales, and then sales put that request to supply chain team, and from there we do material planning and we do production planning, we execute production, and then the same thing through logistics is supplied to end customer. This is how that chain is closed. Now, since we have embarked on that, and sir mentioned that industry 4.0 is more or less matured, but what I feel that as a concept that is matured. If we look at the organizations, are we really mature on that industry 4.0 also, wherein that seamless information is flowing across our functions, internal functions? That again is not happening, right? A lot of silos are there, still there. Larger turnaround times are there in terms of the process getting approved from one step to other step. So how we are going to do that? Now, I am going to touch upon one topic of this entire value chain, which is manufacturing. How we are going to have that collaboration, because most of the action happens in manufacturing shop floor, right? But then manufacturing shop floor, although they are converting that into a final product which is getting shipped to my end customer, the collaboration between my engineering and design team, the supply chain team, the budgeting team, the costing team, the planning team is very critical. Because if all these things are not synchronized, then in my first slide where I was mentioning about those symptoms and the problems, all those problems will come, right? So this is a typical architecture which usually, not only us, but usually all the solution provider who gives manufacturing operation management solutions, they follow, right? So how this is done? This block is where your design happens. I mean, you have a design, you have designed a product, and then you are converting that product into first engineering BOM and then further into manufacturing BOM. Then that information is getting transferred to your ERP. It can be anything, SAP, Oracle, HP, any Infor, any ERP can be there. Then whatever the MBOM, EBOM, routing, all those informations are getting pushed to your ERP system. From there, from your ERP system, this is the core where your majority of actions are happening at shop floor, which is manufacturing operations management system. Or your BOM, routing, inventory, everything is getting synchronized between your ERP and your MES, manufacturing operation management system. And here, all the business rules are built in, which can be related to quality, which can be related to inventory norms. Your planning is coming from here. I mean, whatever your end customer is giving, the PPC part of it, right? End-to-end, someone mentioned about sales and operation planning, that your yearly plan, your maybe long-term plan is broken down into say monthly plans and then further into weekly and daily plan. And from that daily plan, you are splitting that into a shift-wise plan. All those informations are coming to your manufacturing operations management system, ensuring that whatever you have to produce, you are able to produce, you have material for that to produce, you have resources for that to produce, you have equipment for that to produce, right? So we are talking about that seamless integration between your sub-functions of any organization, so that at least whatever, I mean, we have like a vision to have that seamless execution across value network. At least we can start with our internal organization so that that information or that part is at least taken care. Now, again further, I have removed the other blocks of say PLM, ERP, planning and scheduling. Now, if you look at this core, which essentially is your shop floor, the production environment where production quality, everything is happening. Why? Why you want to have that seamless integration or maybe information sharing? Because see, Industry 4.0, we have sensorized everything. We can build some sort of analytical model which will give us triggers, okay, that and whatever wrong could happen should not happen. We can build such kind of models. But there is limitation to everything. Sensors, machines cannot do everything. You need to have that human touch, because ultimately model can predict that with some sort of confidence level that this process is going to say produce rejection. But that, and if that accuracy or the confidence level is 95% at which the model is predicting, it's us or human being who at 100% of confidence level going to tell that okay, whatever I have produced is okay. So even if my model is predicting something, still we need that human or the human angle or the human inspection system who checks that before passing it to the end customer, so that we are 100% sure whatever we have supplied is okay. Now, with all these three, what we are going to achieve is operational excellence, quality compliance, which again is like supreme, and it's like one of the key criteria for any customer to select any supplier, okay. or maybe any solution provider. Then third point is sustainable. I'm going to spend some time on this sustainable innovation. Why sustainability is very important? Because see, although I mean in India everyone talks about ESG, environment, what we are doing for environment. Sustainability is not that thing only. I mean, doing some sort of audit and closing that is not sustainability. Sustainable, and it's not like that we were not following that sustainability, but in the back, in our subconscious mind, we were not able to relate that sustainability with the action which is happening on shop floor. I'll tell you how. See, if we are producing something, say, for example, in product development stage, if I'm doing lot of protos, okay, a company or technological solution provider company like Dassault System, we provide solution for simulation. Now with all those advanced simulation model, what has happened? Your time to market has reduced. Not only time to market, but your cost for launching a product has also reduced. Because in earlier days, if we have designed something, we used to run some sort of analysis, some sort of test, which uses, for example, I'm designing a suspension system. We used to run multiple cycles on that suspension system before coming or before concluding that this is a perfect product which should be fitted on this particular vehicle. But now what we are doing with simulation, with advanced simulation, that testing time has reduced. That destruction testing and the material wastage which used to happen earlier has reduced. The proto development time or proto manufacturing has reduced, right? So that is adding up to sustainability, because resources are very limited. We are talking about batteries. We are dependent on our neighboring countries for that metal. So that resources are very limited. What we can do to reduce those wastages in our, say, manufacturing, or say in our design and development stage, and later on in my manufacturing stage is going to be critical. So this is where the collaboration, because whatever I have done or designed or the learnings I have got, I have to communicate that in real time to the shop floor people, so that they can take all the measures to produce the first time right product. Okay. With that, I mean, this is my last slide. So conclusion is, then if you want to embark on that journey, how exactly you want to go? We cannot achieve that end-to-end simulation in a day, right? It's a journey. We can think internally, and internally also, if you want to have that simulation integration. Many people are talking about Industry 4.0. Now we are talking about Industry 5.0. But do they have that integration between their internal functions yet? Answer is no. So how we want to start that? So internally, you have to look at or identify the internal organization silos and then create a framework so that those silos, I'm not asking to remove those silos, to search for those synchronization between those silos, right? And those synchronization should give you value. It's not a tick mark that everyone is doing Industry 4.0 or 5.0, I should also do. No. What value that is going to bring is very critical. Post that, then you have to take a methodological approach. You have to create a roadmap that in those baby steps, what exactly you are going to do, and then validate that whatever you have done, you have got value out of it. Okay. Once that is done, once your internal process is streamlined, maybe parallelly you can start with your suppliers or with your customers also, that collaboration. So that baby step, maybe in 2 years or 3 years down the line, you can like confidently say that, no, we have achieved that value network collaboration, and we are in a true sense Industry 5.0 organizations. So with that, that is end of my presentation. Thanks for being a patient listener, and love to hear, in the breakouts, if you have any queries, questions about our solution offerings and how we can collaborate, love to answer that as well. Thank you.